It started on a Friday night. Rachel told me she had a private invite to a Coldplay concert. She said it was a corporate thing, her CEO hosting for top execs. His name was Evan Pierce, the golden boy of Luminate PR. I didn't think much of it. She'd been distant for months, but I didn't want to fight. She wore a black dress she hadn't touched in 2 years. New perfume, red lipstick, the kind she used to wear for dates. She left early, said she'd take a car instead of me dropping her off. I stayed home, made popcorn, watched a movie with the kids. It felt like any other night, except something in me twisted quietly. Around midnight, I checked my phone, no texts, no calls. I told myself she was busy. The next morning, my phone buzzed nonstop. Missed calls, messages from friends, a link from my buddy Dan. "Bro, check TikTok," the text said. I clicked the link. My stomach dropped. It was a clip from the Coldplay concert. The kiss cam panned across the crowd, couples laughing and cheering. Then it stopped. On Rachel. And Evan. They were laughing, close, too close. She covered her mouth, smiling, as he leaned in and kissed her. The crowd roared. The caption read, "CEO caught kissing mystery woman." The comments exploded. People tagged Luminate, posted screenshots, guessed identities. Someone recognized her. "Isn't that Rachel Sullivan?" My wife. I stared at the screen, frozen. No shouting, no breaking things, just silence. A deep, heavy kind of silence that hurts more than rage. I played the video again and again. Same laugh. Same hair. Same woman I kissed goodnight for 10 years. The kids were eating breakfast. I smiled at them, pretending nothing was wrong. Inside, everything cracked. When she came home later that day, she acted normal. No mention of the concert, no sign of guilt. She asked if we had eggs. That's when I noticed her iPad on the counter, still on. It buzzed with a new message. From Evan. The preview said, "We're exposed." The video blew up. My hand went cold. I opened it. The thread was long. Months of messages. Jokes about company retreats. Secret meetups. Photos from hotel rooms. Her calling me the butler. Him replying, "You deserve someone who gets your level." My chest felt hollow. I kept scrolling. Dozens of nights, she said she was working late. She was. I took screenshots. Airdropped them to my laptop. Every text, every timestamp, organized by date. I didn't cry. I didn't yell. I just started saving everything. The proof of the life I thought was real. She walked into the kitchen, humming like nothing happened. I looked at her and smiled. Because in that moment, I knew. She had no idea her perfect world was about to end. I didn't confront her that night. No yelling, no questions, no late-night arguments. I just watched her move around the kitchen like nothing happened. She laughed with the kids, played her music, texted in secret. I sat there, calm, silent, watching the person I no longer knew. While she slept, I copied every message from her iPad to my laptop. Screenshots, backups, emails, everything labeled and stored. It wasn't rage anymore. It was precision. The next morning, she left early for a meeting. I opened my laptop and stared at her fake world online. Her new project was called True North Collective, a brand about female empowerment and authenticity. She was building her own empire of lies. I logged in using the passwords I'd known for years. Same 2 combinations for everything. She never imagined I'd use them. Inside the account, dozens of posts were scheduled to go live. Polished quotes, smiling photos, fake inspiration. I replaced every one of them. Each post became a screenshot of her messages with Evan. No nudes, nothing explicit, just the truth. Her calling me the butler. Him calling her brilliant, misunderstood, passionate. I added one caption. "Here's the truth behind the leader we all admired." Then I tagged her mom, her sister, and her 2 business partners. I hit post. Then I logged out. For 10 minutes, nothing happened. Then notifications started pouring in. Comments, shares, questions, shock. Is this real? She's cheating. No way, not Rachel. People started recognizing the texts. The screenshots spread faster than wildfire. Within an hour, True North's Instagram was trending. Her brand statement about honesty became a meme. Authenticity isn't a slogan, someone wrote under her picture. Her partners panicked. Sponsors pulled out. Her email exploded. By noon, she called me twice. I didn't answer. Her mother left a voicemail crying. Her sister texted, "Why would you do this to her?" I didn't reply. Because they didn't ask why she did it to me. By evening, every post was reposted, dissected, judged. People quoted her old speeches about loyalty. They called her a fraud, a hypocrite, a liar. And the best part, her own quote went viral again. There's no power without integrity. Now it was a joke. A meme. I sat there on the couch, lights off, kids asleep. The house was quiet, except for her phone buzzing on the counter. Every vibration was another piece of her empire collapsing. No shouting, no fight, just digital justice. She built her fame on the illusion of truth. I gave her the truth, unfiltered. By midnight, True North's website was down. The company email locked. Her world burned, and I didn't even lift a finger. I just pressed post and watched the universe balance itself. By morning, everything was chaos. Her company accounts were gone. The website redirected to an error page. Her partners released a vague statement about internal restructuring. Translation, they kicked her out. Rachel's name was trending everywhere. People dug up old interviews, quotes, videos. Every speech about integrity became a punchline. She vanished for 5 days. No calls, no visits, nothing. Just silence and headlines. I filed for emergency custody of the kids. It wasn't revenge. It was protection. I didn't want them dragged through her storm. The lawyer looked through my evidence, all neat and dated. He said, "You've got enough to sink a ship." I said, "I already did." The judge approved temporary custody within 48 hours. Rachel's side didn't even show up. She was too busy hiding. Reporters called, but I ignored them. This wasn't about fame. It was about control. Her world fell apart while ours got quieter. I made pancakes, packed lunches, cleaned up spilled juice. The kids asked when Mom was coming home. I said she was figuring things out. They nodded and went back to cartoons. They didn't need the details. The internet was already brutal enough. By day 3, sponsors dropped True North completely. The board dissolved the company name. All traces of Rachel's empire disappeared. Even her friends started turning on her. They posted vague things online. Funny how some people preach loyalty but live a lie. They never said her name, but everyone knew. I got messages from strangers too. "Good for you, man. She deserved it. Stay strong." I didn't reply to any of them. I wasn't proud. I was just tired. Her mother tried calling again, sobbing through voicemail. "Please, think of the children." As if I hadn't. As if she did. Meanwhile, Rachel sent one text. "We need to talk." Then another. "You didn't have to do this." I stared at the screen and typed nothing. She made her choice. Now she could live with it. By day 5, news sites stopped covering it. The next scandal had arrived. But for her, it wasn't over. She lost her job, her brand, her support system. Her image was toxic. Even her sister stopped defending her online. I sat on the porch that night, watching the lights flicker in the kitchen. The house felt still, safe, mine. It was the first peace I'd felt in years. Rachel built her identity on applause. Now she had no audience. And me. I wasn't angry anymore. Just detached. Sometimes the universe doesn't need your rage. It just needs your silence and a little patience. And when it finally evens the score, it's quiet. No fireworks. Just balance. She came back 5 days later. No makeup, no heels, no confidence. Just a woman who'd run out of power. She walked in around 10 in the morning. The house was clean, music off, kids at school. She stood in the doorway, holding her phone like a shield. "Can we talk?" she asked. I nodded and led her to the backyard. The air was cold, quiet. She started with that calm voice she used for clients. I didn't mean for it to go that far. I didn't answer. "I was feeling stuck," she said. "You don't understand the pressure." Still silence. Her tone cracked. "You blew up my life." Finally, I looked at her. "No," I said. "You blew up your life, I just made sure people saw it." She looked like she wanted to cry, but couldn't. Her hands shook. Her voice dropped to a whisper. "My mother can't sleep. My sister won't speak to me." I shrugged. That's not my problem anymore. She got defensive. "You think this makes you a hero. You embarrassed me." I leaned back in the chair. "You embarrassed yourself. I just hit post." She went quiet again. Then came the offer. "If you take the post down, I'll leave quietly. No drama." I laughed. "The drama started with you. I'm just ending it." Her jaw clenched. "You really want to destroy me." "No," I said. "You already did that. I just don't want to rebuild it with you." Her eyes darted to the house. "Do the kids know?" "Not yet," I said. "But one day they will, and I'll tell them I never lied." She nodded slowly. Then she stood up and walked toward the gate. No hug, no goodbye. Just the sound of the latch closing. That night, her sister texted. "You could have handled this privately." I didn't answer. They always care about privacy after the damage is public. My lawyer called the next day. Her team wanted to meet. They were offering a 50-50 split and shared custody. I said no. She abandoned the house and the kids. She doesn't get equal anything. He agreed. The next week, we met in a quiet office downtown. Her lawyer looked nervous. Rachel looked smaller than I remembered. Tired, empty. When they slid the papers over, she hesitated. Then she signed. No ring on her finger. No words. That signature ended a decade. Full custody. Half the assets. The house stays mine. She walked out without looking back. I watched her leave through the glass door. For the first time, I didn't feel rage. I felt closure. No shouting, no revenge speech, no grand finale. Just a pen stroke that ended her story in mine. And when the door closed, I realized something simple. She lost everything chasing attention. I gained peace by saying nothing. After the divorce, the house felt different. Quiet, steady, almost peaceful. No tension in the air, no eggshells to walk on. Just me and the kids figuring out a new routine. Mornings started early again. Breakfast at 7, school drop-off by 8. Then I'd sit in the driveway with coffee, thinking about what came next. I wasn't going back to being a stay-at-home dad forever. I needed purpose. I called my old friend Derek, a guy I used to work HVAC with. He started a small moving and hauling company in town. 3 trucks, nothing fancy, but it was steady work. He needed a partner. I had savings, half the settlement, and time. It made sense. Within 2 weeks, we were in business together. We started taking small jobs. Garage cleanouts, apartment moves, furniture pickups. Hard work, honest work. No drama, no fake smiles. I went from folding laundry to loading trucks. And weirdly, it felt right. The phone started ringing more each week. People liked that we showed up on time and didn't overcharge. By month 4, We added another truck and hired 2 guys. I named the company First Haul Logistics. Simple, clean, reliable. The kids loved it. Ethan said I was the boss of trucks now. Sophie made a drawing of me with a hard hat. That one went on the fridge. Meanwhile, Rachel tried to crawl back online. She made a private Instagram. Black and white quotes about healing and growth. The captions read, "Starting again, learning, evolving." No one cared. 10 likes, maybe 20. The comments were silent. The same people who once worshipped her had moved on. She was a ghost in the world she built. I didn't check often, but sometimes curiosity won. Every time I looked, she seemed smaller. Her light dimmer. And I didn't feel joy or pity. Just distance. My life was moving forward while hers stood still. The kids were thriving. Ethan made the soccer team. Sophie started piano lessons. Their laughter filled the house again. Dinner time was peaceful. No cutting remarks, no cold silence. Just us safe. I paid off half the mortgage, fixed the fence, bought new kitchen tiles. Every improvement felt like reclaiming space. By the end of 6 months, business was booming. We had 4 trucks, steady clients, clean reviews. I wasn't rich, but I was stable. And stability, after chaos, felt like gold. Sometimes at night, I'd sit on the porch and watch the lights across the neighborhood. I didn't think about her anymore. Not with hate, not with longing. Just with finality. She was a chapter I'd finished reading. And the next one. It was about building something real. Something no scandal could touch. Something mine. A year later, everything looked different. The business had grown faster than I expected. 7 trucks, 2 dispatchers, steady contracts every week. Our name was on local listings. Our reviews were perfect. People trusted us because we did the work ourselves. No marketing teams, no fancy ads, just reliability. I stopped thinking about Rachel months ago. She had tried to rebuild her image again. A blog, a podcast, a few small talks at local events. Her new theme was reclaiming your narrative. But the rooms were small and half empty. The applause sounded tired, almost forced. Someone sent me a clip once. She wore a blazer, her voice shaking as she spoke about growth. It didn't hurt to watch. It didn't feel like anything at all. She was just another stranger chasing relevance. Meanwhile, my life was simple and full. The kids were doing great. Ethan was playing defense like his life depended on it. Sophie loved organizing things at the office after school. They laughed more. They slept better. The house was calm, steady, alive. Our routines became our peace. Wednesday nights were takeout and movies. Saturdays were grocery runs and library time. Evenings, we'd sit in the backyard, a Bluetooth speaker playing soft music. No tension, no waiting for something to break. Just quiet. Rachel showed up once at a soccer game. Sat across the field, wearing sunglasses, pretending to blend in. The kids waved politely, but ran to me after. She tried to talk. I told her, if you want time, go through the lawyer. She frowned and walked away. That was the last time I saw her. Her emails still came through occasionally. Requests for revisiting custody terms. I deleted them without reading. The lawyer said I didn't have to respond. I didn't want to anyway. I wasn't angry anymore. I was done. The house was in my name now. Mortgage paid, bills steady, everything balanced. For the first time in years, I felt proud. Not loud, not vengeful, just quietly proud. I sponsored Ethan's soccer team. First Hall, printed across their jerseys in bold letters. Seeing the kids run across the field, wearing my logo hit different. I wasn't the backup anymore. I wasn't the man behind someone else's success. I'd built my own. Neighbors started asking me for advice. Guys from town messaged me about starting their own business. They asked how I stayed calm through it all. I told them the truth. Cut noise, stack wins, stay moving. You don't chase revenge, you build peace. The more I built, the quieter everything got. One Sunday, at the market, I saw one of Rachel's old friends. She looked at me, nodded, then looked away. No pity, no gossip, just recognition. And I realized, finally, that I'd outlasted the story. She fell trying to stay seen. I rose by staying real. And that was enough. It's been over a year now. The noise is gone, the scandal forgotten by everyone but us. The kids don't ask much anymore. They know what matters, who stayed. Our mornings are calm, our nights quiet. No pretending, no walking on glass. Just peace. I still drive the truck sometimes. I like the sound of the road, the weight of the work. It reminds me that I built this life with my own hands. Rachel still tries to speak at small events. People listen politely, then move on. She lost the world she lied to keep. I lost the illusion I thought was love. And somehow, that feels fair. One night, sitting on the porch, I watched the kids chasing fireflies. Their laughter filled the yard. That's when it hit me. I didn't win because I destroyed her. I won because I refused to fall with her. She was the one chasing the light. I became the one who built it. And when I look up now, at the quiet sky above my house, I know exactly what peace sounds like.